This is Goals with Soul, the podcast for visionary coaches and entrepreneurs, building your business with inspired action. In alignment with your mission and authentic message, so you can create impact for your soul clients and feel lit up every day. I'm your host, Jo Ingram, married mum of 3 daughters from London and a former ad agency director turned business coach and strategist. In Goals with Soul, we blend revenue generation with energetics, marketing strategies with pranic healing, and ambitious business goals with our soul's desires. If you're looking to build your business with less efforting and more ease, this is the podcast for you. Let's dive in. Welcome to Goals with Soul. I'm Joanna Ingram, and today, it's all about your most powerful mission. But before that, I just want to acknowledge for 1 second where Goals with Soul has got to. And I meant to do this a few weeks back, and every time I record an episode, I get so excited about the stuff that I'm talking about or the interview that I'm doing that something drops by the way. And over and over, this has got dropped. So not today. And it is to acknowledge and thank and feel grateful for the current ranking of Goals with Soul. We've just come in at the top 2.5% of all global podcasts. That's all podcasts in the world. How awesome is that? And there are millions. I think something like 8 million. Maybe I made that stat up, but there's a lot. So to be in the top 2.5% is about consistently showing up, about sharing valued content, about really loving what you do, because you're not going to keep going over 100, 200 episodes if you're not enjoying it a lot. And boy, oh boy, do I enjoy it. I hope that comes through, and I'm sure that you share the passion for the places that you show up to, because showing up with passion is what makes the difference between visibility that builds businesses and, lack of visibility that, quite frankly, doesn't. And that's why today's topic around mission is so important, because I've learned through my journey through messaging, through my work on my own business, and particularly through the many clients I've now worked with in this specific area, when it comes to the powerful mission, it can unlock an awful lot, not just about what you say, but the confidence you have to show up and say it. So I'm going to show you today a few little tricks about dialing in this powerful mission that does as much for your client's business as it does for yours. So first, let's talk about mission. So perhaps you've come across the idea of a mission statement. Every corporate entity has one, and they will tell you, our mission is to blah, de, blah, de, blah. And I say blah, de, blah because they're usually pretty dry, pretty dull places on that website where you find the corporate statement. And it's like they're writing about what they feel they have to say to look in a particular, political correct phase, or perhaps a certain championing of who they deem their target audience. And some of them can be, somewhat powerful. But I, as a personal brand, found that approaching your mission like a corporation did nothing to energize the business. In fact, I was on a day with a coach at one point, and we did a exercise. She was encouraging us all to write our mission. And I remember her saying, right, the mission needs to be very, very specific. It needs to have numbers. It needs to have dates. And I wrote something really dry, like, I want to help 500 female business owners to grow their business by 2025. It was like, Yawnsville. It didn't feel very authentic. It didn't feel very passionate. And I got to thinking, what is it about this mission that isn't lighting me up? I mean, I don't really feel that excited to share it, wouldn't want to put it on my website. So I started to think about what mission really is. And it's a calling, isn't it? It's a desire to be in a zone of genius and produce something and encourage a movement. I think that's the word I really wanted to get to. A mission is a movement. It's galvanizing your perfect TED Talk. What is it that you have to say that you care deeply about? But I also caution you here, because it's easy to get carried away, The truth is, it has to be related to your business, but in a much more umbrella fashion. So I don't want to hear any brand messaging statements here. And if you're not quite clear what that is, well, I'll point you to a direction of a podcast episode that can help you a little with that. And if I haven't recorded it yet, note to self, I'm going to record one. But a brand messaging statement in short is where you just state what it is you do, who you help, how you do so. And it's an incredibly important part of your messaging. I'm in no way brushing the brand messaging statement under the carpet, but I am defining the difference between that and the powerful mission. The mission is something that sits above the business, the offer that you have right now. The mission is something that you could twist and turn in a number of different ways in your business, and it would still be relevant and it would still sit under that broader overarching mission. Let me bring this to life for you. So I don't have specific words I use for my mission. I just use whatever words come to me, but the intention behind them remains the same. And my mission, quite simply, is to really elevate individuality and authenticity for women in business, because women need their voices heard. We need to be heard. And we spend so much time hiding and lacking the confidence and sometimes the clarity to be visible and show up, that I feel that my mission and my skills are all about a marketing sense that is truly ambitious, authentic, audacious, and really truthful, full of integrity, full of authenticity, and being able to build businesses in our own image, not having to lean into the masculine, not the patriarchy, not what that great guru told you, not what the coach that you really idolize or a similar woman in your field is doing. Nobody is you. And I think we've subjugated our own voices for too long. And that really is my mission, to help, challenge, guide women to show up in authenticity and shine their light, be uniquely brilliant. And I hope that you can see, first of all, that I'm super passionate about this. And the reason is it's very personal to me, because most of my adult life, I didn't really have a very strong sense of who I was. I'd grown up being the eldest child, the first one in my family to go to university. And I just kind of did what good girls do. I did well in academics. I got my head down. I got my first job working for Ogilvy and Mather, and just carried along that career trajectory for so many years, but really wasn't happy. But I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have a sense of self. I didn't have an authentic or unique voice. And I think it's only in the last few years since running my business that I've had the opportunity and the desire to develop that. And I've looked inside of myself and found what is it I care deeply about? What is it I talk about? How do I show up? And that for me has changed not just the fortunes of my business, but also the passion I have for life, how I want to speak from stages. I am building my podcast to this amazing level where I get the opportunity to talk right into your ear right now and to share this message with you. What an opportunity, what an honor, what a gift. And that's available to everyone. It's available to you right now when you get that passion behind your mission and you understand what it is that you're here to do, what it is that TED Talk could be about. And nobody wants to hear a pitch for your business on a TED Talk. They want to hear what drives you, that story you have to tell, followed by those points that mean the world to you. You want to seek change in the world. Now that is what I'm getting at when I'm talking about the powerful mission that as I define it. And I was working with a client today doing the powerful mission work, and we co-create it together in these one-to-one sessions. And it was incredibly powerful, and seeing her literally come to life. For her, it was about playing small and how she was done with playing small. And actually she's playing hella big suddenly. And she wants that for other women as well. And she'd got in the very common mistaken position of trying to jam her brand messaging statement, trying to make it just about her offer and her business. And we zoomed out and talked about playing big and how she really has this desire to see others show up with that as well, and how her journey is towards this play big moment. And I think that when you dial in that mission, everything seems to make sense. And I saw in my own example that, of course, if you know me and you know my work, I help women develop their messaging, their brand messaging, and in that develop more of who they are in their business than ever before. And I realized that I've been doing that for entrepreneurs, which I absolutely adore, more specifically, female visionary coaches. But also my mission has more recently also lent towards speaking to women who are working in corporate, who are executives. And I realized that my work is directly transferable into helping them also create personal brands that will elevate not just their careers, but the whole industry and indeed their enjoyment for their jobs. And it is available to them just the same way it's available to us entrepreneurs too, developing brand messaging and understanding our audiences and brand positioning for individuals. Personal branding is absolutely vital no matter what you do. And it can completely elevate your position in your industry and in your business. And so let's get back to the mission. And the mission is, and I would love to invite you to think about what your elevated, powerful mission is. Something that sits above your business, is something that can really put that jet flame behind what you do. And the benefits are massive, because when you feel this way and you really get the clarity on what your mission is, you suddenly show up and share it. And I don't know how you're feeling as I share this episode with you. I hope that it's giving you a real spark, because that's the opportunity you have when you share your mission. People that feel the same, that want to see the world in the same way, are going to get behind you, and they're going to want to know more about your offers, how you help. So I would love to see you at this point start to say, you know, I'm going to share that mission, because, and I said this over and over and over, it ain't no good if your brand messaging is hanging out in your Google Drive. It needs to come alive in the world. It needs to be shared. You need to be visible. And one thing I love so much, well, I love many things about powerful mission, as you hopefully can tell, but another thing I love so much is that it makes you feel incredibly powerful and want to be visible, want to be sharing it, shouting about it. You know, I've recently been upgrading my website. I'm putting my mission there. I'm like, yes, this is what I do. I'm showing up on social media. My beautiful client who I spoke to today is already working out how she can share her mission in a way that just empowers her in her business, and it gives her future clients a real sense of who she is to work with. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and I'm going to also say that if you are interested in learning more about brand messaging in general, dialing in, of course, your powerful mission in a powerful co-creation setting, I have opened up 3 spots to work with, of course, visionary female coaches who want to dial in their brand messaging that's going to attract those soul clients, that's going to elevate their offers, their message, their brand, and enable them to step into a completely new vision in their business. And if that is you, please do find me over on Instagram at iamjo.ingram and send me the word visionary. And I'm going to share all the details with you. I'm only going to work with a few people this month in doing that. So I would love that to be you. And if it's calling to you, reach out, learn a little bit more. And in the meantime, I will wish you an inspired action week. It is 2 minutes till yoga time for me. I'm sat in the car. I just had this pouring out of me. I will tell you why another time. Actually, I was listening to an amazing podcast, and I'm going to make a note to share that with you because it's powerful. But time up for me. I'm going to hit the mat, and wishing you a beautiful week. Speak soon. Bye now.